Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today we're going to plant some hydrangea cuttings that I started from cuttings a few weeks ago, and we're going to put them around the gazebo. So I'm going to clean everything out around the gazebo. We're going to amend the soil, and then we're going to add a few cuttings in here. And I'll show you how these cuttings have done. I did do a prior video where I showed taking the cuttings and planting them. So I want to show you where they're at now. It's been about 4 weeks, and considering I'm in Saskatchewan Zone 3B, I would like to get a few in the ground and get them started. And I have some tricks up my sleeve for how I'm going to do this and protect them for the winter, being that they're still little cuttings. So let's get started. This should be fun. What we're going to do is we're going to take most of the plants out of this bed, and I am going to transplant some of them later, but I'm going to get them out, and we're going to clean out this bed first. I'm going to keep some of the blue tones like the Veronicas over here, and I'm going to keep the Liatris here because I want that purple tone. I'm going to move the daylilies and keep the roses. So you can see the Veronicas here because I can split this and make more, and this color is just too gorgeous not to keep. I mean, look at that. So we're going to keep those, and then we're going to remove the rest. I'm going to trim up anything that needs help. You can see here that my lilies have taken a major beating here. In fact, there's lily beetles on them right now. So I'm going to deal with those. And we're just going to redesign this. We're going to amend the soil and then get it ready for planting. That's what I want to do. And then I'm going to show you my progress and where things are at and what we're putting in here. Rob is going to help me get rid of stuff because we're losing sunlight. You can see our evenings are getting shorter, so he's going to give me a hand getting this stuff out. So I will show you where it's at, but we're definitely keeping some stuff. So I've removed all the plants I want to remove. I've kept the roses, the salvias, the veronicas, liatris. I need to come in and trim this clematis back to the ground, which I'm going to do shortly because it's done blooming, clean it up. I kept the hollyhocks there. The climbing roses I will probably move eventually. We've dug everything out we need to dig out. Now we're going to add our amendments. And what we are adding is, if Rob will just hold it up so you can see it here, is we're adding CIL Biomax composted manure. So it's got natural food in it, it's got cow manure in it, it's got some other plant nourishment. It's a 050505, and it should make this bed better. Now I need more of this stuff. I only got 3 bags, so we are going to put the bags along the back where we are planting the main items. The rest I'll come back through tomorrow and I'll add some more because I didn't, in my head this bed was not as wide as what it is. When you take everything out you can see how wide it is. So we're going to amend it, and Rob's giving me a hand tonight, and we're just dumping it in the back of the bed. And then we're just going to put some in the back, and then we're just going to move some around in the rest of it. And the mosquitoes are out, and they're squirming. So you can see how this is coming along here. You see we're just adding it in here, and then we're just going to rake it all in good, and then we're going to come and plant before we lose light. And hopefully we might get some rain tonight, and it's very calm. So it's been a good night to video from that respect. So we'll add the other bag on the other side there and get that in, and then we can plant. And I think this is really going to clean it up. Now the goal here is to add plants that are low maintenance and that will provide flowers throughout the season and the least amount of work required. Stuff I can count on. I'm done with the finicky stuff, and I found I had too much of that in here. My lilies weren't coming back in here. There was lily beetles all over, so I've just removed them all and we're going to start fresh. Some stuff will be transplanted, some stuff will go into my compost bin that we built, and that's how we're going to do it. So now we're going to rake it all in, and then that part is done and we're ready to plant. So I'm going to show you Rob raking, and then I'm going to go and help him. I'm not putting the video on the stand today. We're just winging it because we're running out of daylight and going through this fast, and I'm taking advantage of help when Rob's available to help me, which he is tonight. So if he pushes that along the back there, right along the edge of the deck, that is where we're going to put the bigger plants that we're about to plant. And you guys will get to see that. So let's finish this up, and I'm going to come in and help, and then I will show you what else we're doing. So what we are doing is we are cutting the bottoms out of 3 big pots because we're planting 3 hydrangea cuttings in the ground. Now the reason we're going to use these pots, and you can see they're fairly large, like a 5-gallon pot. We got 4 here. We're probably going to do 3 tonight. Is I'm using these to, number one, protect the cutting. As you can see, Rob's cutting the bottom off with pruners. Number 2, we are going to use it for winter protection. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant the hydrangea cuttings in here, and I'm going to show you those in a minute. And then we're going to put these around the hydrangea after we water them in the dirt. And then when fall comes, or winter comes, just before winter, we're going to mulch these. And that will protect these cuttings in the ground. Because remember, I'm in zone 3B in Saskatchewan, Canada, and our winters go down to a good -40 at times, or colder with the wind chill. So this is our plan. These are our 3 cans, and that's done. Now to show you the hydrangeas. Thanks for doing that, Rob. Perfect. Now, do you remember when we planted these a long time ago? I went out, took cuttings of the hydrangeas, and I used the Annabelles, and I picked fairly green stems. There are some brown in here. I bought some vermiculite, and I basically cut them all into 1 to 2 inch sections. I left some with leaves on, you'll see here, and put them in vermiculite with a Pro-Mex rooting hormone. And that was a good 4 or 5 weeks ago. Well, today I'm going to show you how they're looking. Now, you're not seeing any leaves on them. That is not the point. The point is to get them rooted. The leaves will come later. So let's pull a few of these out and let's have a close look. Now, I did have the humidity dome on these. You can see it right here, and I took it off because I was noticing some mold on the stems. So I cleaned up all the mold here, basically moved things around, and they're getting dry now. And took the lid off and kept them under the grow lights. And this is what we got, you guys. So I'm going to take a big one out here, and I'm going to show you the roots. So there you go. There's a new Annabelle hydrangea, and we're going to plant this. I'm going to plant 3 of these tonight, and I'm picking the bigger stems. So there's one, and you can see the lovely roots on it. You can still see the rooting hormone on it. And you can tell if they rooted because they feel heavy or harder to pull, like they're firm in there. If you feel it, they feel very, very firm. You pull it out, and there's your roots. So because we are running out of the season, I am going to put 3 in. And I haven't decided which 3 here. So we're going to kind of quickly look at ones that haven't rooted enough yet to put in and ones that have. Now there is a good specimen right there. So those are the 3 we are going to plant and then put those containers around. And then we're going to plant the rest of these as they root. But not bad for approximately 5 weeks of growth in vermiculite. So why spend $30 on a plant? Because once you get these in and they root in the ground, they will take off next year. And I think they'll be stronger for it. So there's our 3 candidates right here. So let's go plant these. As you can see, it's getting dark fast. So we got to get these in, and we got a motor. So Rob is just cleaning up some stuff, and let's put them in. We're going to dig these in by hand because they aren't very big. So Rob is going to dig the holes here, and then we're just going to plop these in one at a time. And I'm actually, since I'm videoing, I'm going to let him do it. So he's going to put that in into the hole, and we're going to bury the dirt around it, all the way around it to make sure it makes contact with the soil. Now I'm going to grab the water, and I'm going to hand it to you, and we're going to water it in, and then we'll put the cone on it. So here we are. We're going to put the water in. Go up nice and close so you can see what we're doing here because we're losing light. All right, that should soak it in really good. And then we're going to put one of the cones behind Rob on it. And this one's going to be a proven winner's cone. Should be the other way around. Yeah. And then kind of dig it, bury it in, and put a little dirt on the sides. And then that allows us to, number one, we're going to protect it from the elements and from the animals. And number 2, we can mulch it up for winter. We're going to put another one here. Come out about another half a foot there, Rob. It's too close to the, yeah, right there. You can see here how we're putting it in. And here are the roots. You can see them right here. if it focuses. And we're going to put one in there and take that one. So it's getting some compost with it. It's still getting the garden soil to help keep it nice and healthy, as well as just give it the help it to naturalize. I'm having trouble with my words tonight. So Rob's going to firm it in now after he's put it in there. We're leaving it about an inch above the dirt because they're only 2 inches long as it was. Excellent. And then we're going to put the cone around it. Yep, just like that. You turn that cone with the tag to the back. Thank you. I don't like the look of that, and I'm not going to peel the cone off. There we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of dirt on the edge and firm it in good. So now it's protected, and it should, with the mulch and everything, it should do fine in the winter because they are hardy. We'll see. I think this is the best way to go. I'm finding hydrangeas are so expensive that, and I'm not finding any deals at all, that sometimes you just got to make your own plants. And since these are such a beautiful plant, I think they're worth the effort. All right, that one's done. On to the next one. We're digging the last one in, and it has the least amount of roots out of all the ones I picked. You can see there's the roots on it. There's the rooting hormones. That's good. It's still got rooting hormone on it. There's Rob's going to take it and put it in. There's a good look at the roots from the underside. And now he's burying it in. There you can see the cone on it. Rob's just firming it in good. And the reason you want to put the dirt around it is so that container doesn't blow away, because we do get brutal winds here in Saskatchewan because we are the prairies. So we get some nasty wind gusts and very windy days. And this will hold it in place to protect this hydrangea. So as you can see, it's already dark out. It didn't take long. If I wouldn't have had Rob's help, I would not have gotten all that done. There's just not enough hours in the day. But anyhow, let's go look at the rest of these hydrangea cuttings. So these are the cuttings that are remaining that I have not planted yet, and they're looking really good. If we go through them, we can see some of the roots on them. And they're coming off the side nodes and from the bottom, which is really excellent. And I'm just going to push it back in here and firm the roots in, and I'll come back and water it in because I'm not ready to plant it yet. But really good success on these. And if I pick on some of the ones over here that have leaves on, really nice roots on them too. You can see here, if I shake it off a bit, what we have. So these have done very well. Now some of the cuttings aren't as good as the rest. And you can tell, like I mentioned earlier, by the firmness of them. But for the most part, they did really, really well. Even this one with the leaves, you can see it's got some roots coming off of it right there. If you can see that, it's so faint. And we'll just push that back in. So we got quite a few in this tray and lots of them. You can see here too, there's some roots coming off the side there on those little stubby ones. So all in all, really good results, great success. The vermiculite worked extremely well, and I'm going to come through, water these all back in, and I'm going to give them a bit of liquid fertilizer tonight. The same with out in the garden there. I'm going to go back, I'm going to add some granular fertilizer, some liquid fertilizer, and I'm going to add some of the evergreen Job spikes, break them off and put them around those hydrangeas to make sure they get enough iron. And then I'll come back and add some more amendments to that bed, and because I really did not put enough in there, but I rushed around to get some so I could get these 3 planted. So that's okay. So what do you think, you guys? Would you give this a try? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. I found this really an exciting project, and I'd like to do more like this. I feel like I'm a mad scientist and I love it. That was so exciting. And thank you again to Rob for coming out and giving me a hand. I couldn't have got the videoing and the hydrangeas planted and the amendments and everything out without his help, because we just don't have the light like we used to. As fall kicks in, our daylight hours are less. So thank you again, and thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think and if you're going to give this a try, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.